Hello everybody, my name is Solek, and I'd like to welcome you all to another Hero Factory review. Today we're taking a look at set number 2192 with 61 pieces, released in winter of 2011, Drilldozer, the next member of Firelord's gang. And, I've got some peculiar things to say about this one. I won't say whether or not I like this set. I like this set, actually, I'll just say that. But this is a pretty interesting set with some pretty bizarre design choices. Drilldozer was $13 back in the day, and if you want him used today, you can expect to pay around that amount, actually. He's still relatively cheap, but if you want him new, he's anywhere from $30 to $80 sealed in box. I do not have his instructions nor his box. I got him and Nitro Blast from the same eBay seller, and that seller rarely ever has the instructions or box, so yeah, I don't have them for Firelord either, but I think I already established this, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and let's take a look at his recolors and his new pieces. And here are your recolored parts. Definitely a lot more tame of a color scheme than Jetbug had, but still some pretty interesting stuff here. First off, you've got this kind of wider armor piece in black. We saw this on Evo, Surge, and Breeze, I think, had it as well. And you've also got a black forlong, and you also got a printed one. You got one unprinted one and one printed one. We'll look at the printed piece later. You've got a silver forlong. You get 3 of these. You've got a black Bowrock tooth. I'm not 100% sure if this is a recolor, but I haven't seen this in any other set, so I'm pretty confident it is. You get 2 of these villain core things. You get 1 in red, 1 in silver. These are pretty nice pieces, I think. As far as bones go, we get about I think he has 5 of these upper limb parts in red. This is not extended, this is the regular length. And then you get 2 of these red Stormer length leg pieces. And then you get 4 actually of these longer lower leg pieces that Jetbug had in black. And then here's his special printed armor piece. Doesn't really look like Drilldozer at all. You just got a little like star thing there and a bunch of molten rock around it. Looks pretty good, but nothing too special and doesn't really have anything to do with Drilldozer. And here are the new pieces, which definitely some very interesting stuff here. I'll get his head out of the way first, and this is like the least interesting thing. Obviously, you know, he's got kind of like, he looks like he's almost like laughing or something there. It's a good looking head, but it's just a little bit peculiar. But if we look around, there's Firelord. Yep, like I explained in Jetbug's video, the Fire villains only have 2 head molds, but they use different sides of it for each character. Now, as far as new joints, he's got 2 types of new joint. You've got this, which is the smallest length of ball joint. It still has a socket and a ball, but it's very short. This is often used as a neck, and it's going to be used as a neck for him as well as part of his arm. And then this is something I really like. It's a double socket part, you know, so you can take 2 things that have balls on them and connect it to both sides of this, and it can still have an armor piece on there. It's kind of like a remake of the Visorak loom in a CCBS style, and I like that a lot. It's a very useful piece. Now, these 2 pieces are pretty peculiar. I'm going to start off with this. This is a torso armor piece that was only ever used in Drilldozer. How this works is these sockets you see in there connect onto the balls of the shoulder parts of the torso, and that's really neat. And then it's got 2 connections on there to put stuff in, and it's got some stuff on the shoulders. This is a very, very cool piece, and I could see some very good opportunities for LEGO to use this. But it only ever came in this set, and that's pretty weird. But then there's this eyesore. Look at this unnaturally long silver armor piece. These only ever came in 2 sets. Drilldozer has this in silver, and then Waspix has this in translucent yellow, which is weird, but I hate this piece so much. It's so weird. I do not like this piece. Something about it just is unnerving. This thing's gonna kill me at night, I swear. But yeah, there are the new pieces and recolors for Drilldozer. Definitely some interesting. Oh wait, I missed a piece. Whoops. There's this thing. This thing is very, very useful. It's got 2 pins. You can stick it into the back of the torso, and it's got some Technic pinholes in there and 2 ball joints. Drilldozer comes with 2 of these. They're very useful pieces. The possibilities with these things are just endless. I've seen a lot of people do really interesting things with these on mocks, and they're very good pieces. As for the figure himself, I don't think you need me to tell you that Drilldozer is not at all symmetrical. Both sides of him are completely different. And he just got some very strange design choices. Like, this whole arm I don't like. It's got an unnecessary joint right there. I don't know why that's there. And then it's also got he's got no hand, and he's just got this blade piece as a hand. That does not look good in my opinion, although I've never changed that for some reason. I don't know why. He does have good articulation. You've got your 3 joints in the legs. This arm has 4 joints in it, because it's weird like that. This one has 3, but then it also has this, like, weird support thing that it doesn't even need. I don't know why that's there, because, like, he can hold up his drill just fine without that. Speaking of the drill, it does turn. I mean, yeah, there's nothing that turns it aside from you just turning it manually. But it is fine. And I'm not even going to demonstrate this, but it does have a Thornax launcher. And that is actually a shoulder cannon, which is pretty cool. And you can also use this as like a tail if you want to, because of where it's attached. It's attached right above the bottom of the torso, but I mean, that's pretty cool. I do like that. See, here's the thing. As a whole, all these design elements should not work, but somehow this set kind of makes all these elements work together pretty dang well. The whole shoulder cannon, the drill, and like the weird blade hand. My issue with him though, first off, I don't think the drill arm is nearly as bulky as it should be. He has this huge hooking drill when his arm is just kind of like a little bit too, I don't want to say slim, but like it's a little bit too, I guess flimsy is the word you could use, although like it's not flimsy as in like it'll shake if you like shake him around, but like it just looks flimsy. And he's also a little bit short. If I bring in Evo 2.0 for a side comparison, yeah, in the movie, Drilldozer was a lot taller than all the heroes, but the set itself is not much taller than him at all. In fact, Evo might be a little bit taller, although I do have him like hunched over a little bit. But they do actually recommend in most of the poses I've seen Drilldozer in that he's kind of hunched over. So that doesn't make sense that he would be shorter than most of the heroes, but that's what mods are for. So let's go ahead and give him some modification. These will be a bit more extensive than Jetbug, but nothing too crazy. You're going to need these pieces. And since you probably couldn't see that, here's a better look at them. You're going to need 2 of these, the upper joint pieces with a pinhole in them. These are going to be replacing his upper legs. You could make these red if you wanted to. I do not have any spare red ones, so I'm just using black, but you could easily use red. Then you're going to need 2 black pins and this funky weapon storage Technic connector, but we won't be using it for weapon storage this time around. And then you're also going to need a wider armor piece in gunmetal. This will be helping to bulk out his drill. And here's almost all that we did. As you can tell, his upper leg pieces have been swapped out, and I stuck that Technic thingamabob with the ball joint in it onto the lower limb piece for his drill, and then I'm just going to take this armor piece and put it right there. And that fits very nicely and helps to bulk it out. So I mean, yeah, not a bad set, just a very, very unusual one. So I'll just go ahead and give you my final thoughts on him. This guy definitely has some very, very odd design choices, and at first glance he can appear very messy and pretty cluttered, but I think his design definitely did grow on me quite a bit. I do wish he had a bit more symmetry, and he is very, very cluttered, especially in his arms, but I do think he's a pretty solid set, and he works it out pretty well. The drill arm could be a bit better, and I do wish he didn't have that support thing, because it kind of gets in the way, but I do think he's a pretty solid set, coming in at an 8 out of 10. I don't know whether or not I should recommend this one. If you really, really like him, then like I always say, go for him. But if you don't want to get him, then I mean, you wouldn't really be missing anything too amazing. Well, besides that really cool chest armor piece. And that covers Drilldozer. Admittedly, he's probably my least favorite out of the Fire Gang, but I do still think he's pretty solid and worth it if you really, really want him. And that's all I have to say this time around. I hope you all will join me next time when we take a look at Nitro Blast.